Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. Today is the 14th of June, 2024, and we're in our second Friday reading for the month. In case anybody's new or missed last week, our new theme for June is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. And interesting already to see and actually allow and look for, which is what tarot really, or divination and the cards and all this, is really about, right? Seeking advice or avenues or even just concepts to ruminate on and contemplate, to seek out in our lives, in your own life, right? And look for those patterns of recognition purposefully, to see what can I learn from that. What in my world resonates with that, right? Is a like scenario that I could tag into the wisdom and the archetypes, the essence of the card with, to use sort of as tools or as exercise machines or whatever, to get a better workout, to strengthen the muscles of you, right, of your life. And with the Knight of Pentacles, we are called to action in the physical world, in the world of how we make our way, how we make money, of course, but also it is how we exchange with others. The types of services and systems that we're involved in that come in, many shades and many different categories than simply, what I get paid for hourly at some job or something. But I've already noticed, like I was saying, avenues and opportunities to commit to my actionary service ways, the external ways that I make money, the external ways that I'm working in the world, to really bring into it chivalry and that honorability, that transparent honesty and good deed kind of actionary thing that the Knight essence, is bringing out and wants us to bring out. And it's a very crucial step. I'm not going to get into too much about teaching tarot or anything. But if anybody, if you're familiar with tarot, or even if you're not, like, the cards build sequentially, sort of, and especially the face cards, right? The page to the knight to the queen to the king, right before major arcana, is sort of like the higher, the graduate classes, the master level classes, right? Versus having the cards that are the numbers, which are more like your regular university, kind of all the way up through a bachelor's sort of standard sequential growing. It follows. The face cards are slightly more graduated. They are more important. They have stronger archetypal properties to them. And so I'm going to stop talking about tarot now because it's been 3 minutes and I'm trying to really keep this video short. I'm so sorry. Lately, every time I turn the camera on, I feel urged to blab because I have such short increments available to be sharing and making videos that all topics I just want to blab about. So forgive me for that, as I work to forgive myself, of course. Biggest critic of all, is the self, or myself for myself. So in honor of that, and remembering in my practice of really trying to hone these videos in to a 20-minute video or something, in the morning, I'm going to just bring it in to today. Thank you for your audience. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday. I hope June's been good for you. Let's get down to the reason we're together, right? Let's get into a place and space where we can be a good audience, slow it down, take a moment to ground, and do a quick little meditation here. And I have my Palo Santo already going, and it's almost, one side is still going. It's almost out, though, so perfect time to begin. I'm going to close my eyes and lead us quietly You don't have to close your eyes if that's not your thing. That's okay. You can certainly do anything that you're doing. This is not a hypnosis. It's merely taking the time to quiet the mind, body, and spirit and listen for a few. To really exercise physically, mentally, and spiritually all together how we sit quietly and be good listeners, basically. So I'm going to close my eyes, and you can too, or you could relax your gaze. Feel free to lay down if you want, or just get comfortable in your chair or setting. Take a few conscious deep breaths, breathing into the now in your own way. Let yourself notice the type of breath you need. Sink down into your moment right now, quieting the mind, quieting the body, and quieting the spirit. I'm still here, don't worry. Listen instead. Don't let your to-dos, your frenetic mind, that boss, tell it to take a back seat for a moment. Rest its busy thinking mind on the table. Put your head down. Body's boss, the spirit's boss. Let them take the wheel. Breathe into the body. Feel the stillness. Just being. It's so simple. To do nothing. Know that this is valuable time. This is resting for the mind, resting for the spirit and the body. So many of us seek rest, relaxation, and nourishment. We push ourselves so hard through the week, waiting for our weekends and days off. So hard through each day, waiting for that moment where our head hits the pillow and our day is done. Sometimes only to find the mind still with momentum, speeding along, racing through thoughts and memories and to-dos, things you didn't do. We find it difficult to even sleep and rest when the time is right there to be done. And so, no matter, take the time now. Let your whole body know and feel that you hear its call for rest and relaxation, for reprieve, for sanctuary. Take a moment to allow yourself, to give yourself that gift. You've already sat down. You've got the time. You clicked on here, the video. Don't worry and don't drift off into thought. If you do, that's okay. The next breath, breathe in the quiet and the silence, the relaxation. Breathe out that sigh of relief. Remember, you're relaxing right now. You're centering and grounding, recharging. So I'm going to be quiet just for a moment, or a few moments, while we practice silence together, centering and grounding down into a circle, a good audience, gentle listening ears, hearts and minds. You might see yourself slowly drifting like a leaf down to the ground where we sit, circle, or maybe riding an anchor down to the bottom of the ocean where we sit in a circle. However your imagination chooses, whatever pops in right now, go with it. And if it's nothing, that's okay too. That means you're already seated. You're there. It's before the show in the dark. We're just waiting for the others to arrive for a moment. Feel them and notice in the darkness, circle building, stars falling from the night sky. Just sit on the grass next to you. Beacons of light, magnetic, electric, plasma, pulsating, spheres, but yet not, because they are spheres which contain all shapes, sacred geometries, all dimensionalities, shifting and changing, just as the stars in the sky twinkle, flicker, and change. Feel the settling down and notice the stars falling around you, seated, creating a beautiful circle, perhaps some other shape even, building this grateful audience, coming together, open hearts to listen. Feel the ground beneath you as you settle down. Feel again your hands and feet on your body, how you're sitting. Breathe again into the now. Feel your powerful, gentle, effervescent, pulsating energy. The energy of you. Your heartbeat, your skin, your hair, your eyes. Allow yourself for a moment to feel all those sensory little inputs. Feel the aliveness of the physical body, how the air meets your skin, how your bum meets the ground. Feel the quality of air around you in the room. Maybe lick your lips. Get ready to open your eyes. But before you do, just take a moment of gratitude here. Whether you bring your hands together in prayer, or at your heart, or just feel your body a little validity and solidity of it. Give thanks for it. As you give thanks for your life, your role here, your position, your unique setting, feel your placement on the world. Give thanks for it. Own your unique path, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. See it like a circumference, like your aura around you, your beautiful vision of reality, your reality bubble. See it infused with love and light, truth and goodness. Know that you are on the path to your highest good. This circumference around you seeks your highest good in all directions, 360 degrees, 24/7. It speaks through all layers and languages of you, always working and seeking, guiding and speaking, knowing and transacting with the layers around you. See around you the direct world, just as we sit in this circle, beacons of light together in the thought realm, in the spirit realm. See down below it, harder, more solidified, manifested with 3 dimensions, our direct world. See the room around you, the place setting of the building you're in, or if you're outside. Know the people in the direct vicinity, how they live and move and operate through this same co-creative direct world and space. See how your energy and aura, the electromagnetic plasma pulsations of you, ripple out across it, just like across a river or ocean. Stone creates a ripple. You create a pulsation like a beacon of light out. Feel it pulsating through your direct world, creating a larger aura of circumference that can spread out through your whole town, city or state even. It is so powerful. You are unlimited in your power, just as I am unlimited in my power. And as we gather here together in thought and energy, know that that power is exponentially charged, and that invigorates. It pulsates down, seeping through the pores from 5 and 60 down through 4 and 3 into 2 and 1 even, uniting all densities and dimensions like a web or piping through it all. And it is us, and it is you, and it is I. And it does seek that highest, best good. See it interlocking between all of us in our beautiful circle of light workers gathered together. See it how it bleeds down into your present moment, into your, 3D dimensional world. Let that spread out through the whole world. Let it know it, how it's already there. Invigorate it with your imagination, your intention and thought. See it interlinking through the whole physicality of the entire realm, spreading through our direct worlds where we are placed in the real world, just as it links us together in the 5-dimensional circle. Breathe into that and feel the security and strength of it. Breathe gratitude, acceptance, sovereignty. Thank you for your additional energetic inputs, your love and light, for your beautiful contribution to this collective, to the entire collective, which is so much bigger than we could even imagine. Thank you for your time and energy, and for sitting here in the playscape, in the now. I appreciate it so much. And now, let's truly drag our attention back down, get ready to open our eyes as I get ready to ring my bowl. Okay, and now take out the cards, and we will say, thank you, beloved divine saints and angels, all of those beings of higher density, higher realms in the spirit realm, all of those ancient ancestors, gurus and guides, the prophets, gods, saints, and angels. I know I said you already, but I'll speak you again. God, Source, Mother Earth, the fairies and elementals, all of those beings who witness and watch our journey here. We thank you so much for your time and observation, and we ask if you could offer us through these beautiful tools, the cards of divination, strong and good workings, anchors, pivot points, or guidance that is important in this week here to come. Under our beautiful umbrella theme of the Knight of Pentacles, we look to you for additional guidance or working points for this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, shuffle them up here. Oops. Oh, I'm going to say that's the one. Healing. Oh, we just had healing as well. Saint Padre Pio. And I love how the sacred geometry is reflected here in the light in his hands. This card is so beautiful. With the chalice, oh, the Holy Grail there. I'm gonna ask for a secondary card. I think I'm just gonna knock and ask, because we had Saint Hilda. Don't compromise. Saint Agnes, this is another repetition, you know. I feel like the cards and spirit and everything is just very much almost doing as much as they can to shake and scream and to really highlight the fact that we need to be working in this fashion of bringing forth healing and understanding that we hold the keys to healing and that we heal ourselves and that we do have healing powers to heal others, and not to compromise in these things, and to even through perhaps a lot of negativity and sort of those people or critiquing in a negative way, sort of doubters, things that almost tests, you know, that are come up against us like catalysts that ask us to really dig deeper and push it as far as we really can in order to get the most out of the practice or get the most out of ourselves, and really thinking, and I'm inspired to sort of that age-old knowing and studies, whatever scientific or however they've proven this and said that, and you know it's in nature anyways, but you might think that you're really giving it your all. Say you're running as fast as you can. You might think, I'll give this reference from Narnia. I love these books, but I think C.S. Lewis portrays this moral, this lesson really well. You know, and you'll hear the other versions of it behind this. But in one of these stories, right, the boy and his horse in the Chronicles of Narnia, the horse and the boy are running, and they're trying to get away from this enemy that they think is following them. And they really think that they're running as fast as they can. Well, the horse does, and of course in Narnia the animals speak as well. So he's riding a speaking horse, and the horse is actually the one learning the lesson in the book. I love this. The horse is super egotistical, like an older war horse, and he really thinks he's running as hard as he can to get away from these pursuers, and they're gaining on him, right? And the little boy who's riding him is sort of, you know, he's younger and he's more like the horse is guiding the boy, and sort of whatever. The boy's like, go faster, you know, you could go faster, and he really feels like he could, but he doesn't want to hit the horse or put his heels into the horse because it's a speaking horse, and they really deserve respect and everything, and you wouldn't treat them like that. So he's trying to urge him on, kind of, but like knowing that he could probably go faster. And all of a sudden they hear lion roaring and nipping at them, and come out of there, and a lion is literally right behind them. And then it really kicks into gear, and he realizes, and even the horse realizes, oh, I wasn't giving it my all because I could go faster. And by survival, the instinct of survival kicks in, or whatever. And you get that extra oomph of motivation or endorphins or whatever you want to say that kicks in, right? And you get that extra speed. You get that extra energy or the extra strength to lift that car or whatever is in the case. Like, you get pushed to greater heights by this sort of external force that comes into play. And the greater moral of the whole story is that at the end of the story, and when the dots come together, it was Aslan as the lion, even though it seemed like a wild, fierce, just regular lion in the woods, it was actually Aslan the whole time doing that, because he knew in the orchestration of what the lessons need to be learned and what was going through all of the characters' feelings and things, that they needed to learn these certain lessons. And how sometimes we think we're healing ourselves, and we think that we're doing, and we know, and we're really working. And I'll say this from my own personal experience. I'll give a personal thing while I wrap it up here because I'm going too long. You know, I'm on the quest of living a healthier life and doing personal healing, and I've been going through healing for many years, of healing chronic health issues and all types of different health issues, and then to coming into learning how to just live a healthy life instead of coming out of chronic illness and having, you know, symptoms to heal. It comes into, okay, now I've healed those, but there's still homeostasis to maintain. There's still a balance of living a healthy life and wellness to maintain. It never, you know, you don't heal from these chronic things, these symptoms that bug you every day, and then all of a sudden you don't need to do anything and you live this great. I had this idea that that's what it was, maybe. And as I got there, I said, oh no, actually living a healthy life is a really active thing. It takes a very active choice every single day. It's never kind of something you could just leave on the back burner. And actually, when I got to this new stage of living healthy life, I realized over time that there was actually a super thick layer of toxicity happening still. A layer of sludge that I didn't realize was sort of accumulating on this new pool that I had been swimming through, that I felt like, oh, it was so much clearer, you know. And now I found it better filter, and said, oh wow, actually there's still impurities in this. And as I've gotten rid of more of the sludge over the last couple of years, and really took out processed foods, processed sugars, and made it a point in my life to get rid of those things, the new level of working that came through with the healing in that is so much deeper. And now I've come to a secondary level of saying, wow, I have a lot of healing still to do. And this is speaking for myself too, but you know, it's underneath the new layer is almost like now I've gone from, and this is greater, deeper level that I'll take it into. I bought filters, and I've learned about filtering water, of course, and I wanted, you know, first to get rid of filters, and got into learning. And there's so many different filters for water filters that take away only the real bigger, larger sort of things. like heavy metals and chlorine and all these other things that are really large, like sediment and impurities that are larger, that are really like food impurities and these bigger molecules. And then you can get better filters that are more finer, and they get out the more refined things that are smaller. But there are these smaller parts per million, parts per billion, tiniest things, and fluoride and all these sort of forever chemicals and all these different other things that are just there underneath it all still. And however deeper you take the filter and refine, they're still there. And I think that's a great truth and knowing and anchor for us to understand with light work and with healing, to understand that those incorporations, they might always be there. And that might be part of the healing journey, and that we should really keep taking it further and not compromising. And I'm going to hearken into the sacred geometry here, into the Holy Grail behind it, and to knowing that the Holy Grail is fractalization, and that truth is always more, always deeper. And just like every shape, you can take it further into itself, like the square, the triangle inside the square, the circle, to square the circle, and phi, sacred geometry, the golden ratio, the spiraling, all of the repetition, and yet opportunity for growth and newness through it. It's a movement of repetition. It's not a copied on top of each other. It's a fluid movement. So don't compromise in your healing journeys is the message for this week. Continue on seeking out those different ways and avenues to learn about healing, to bring healing into your life. Whatever avenues of sickness, lies, impurities, incorrectness or distortions that you're facing, look to bring out those paths of truth to healing for you, whatever layer it is, and take it, at your deepest levels that you can. I'm going to leave it there. I know I didn't read either of the meanings, but we've had both of these sort of recently that I've read out them. Perhaps during the week I'll do weekly reminder for both of them and do a little segregated blurb for each, just to bring out the uniquenesses of the cards and maybe highlight keywords for people if you're seeking for more in-depth guidance throughout the week in the workings with the cards. You can check out my Telegram channel, of course, for those notes. Thank you so much for checking in with me this morning and listening here. I appreciate your audience always so much, and thank you for witnessing my journey as always and listening for the cards. I'll see you next Friday.